this edition of Guest Hangout. I am Uchichi Lemowa, and of course, my friend Chichi is going to be joining me shortly. Now, before we go into this edition of Guest Hangout, I have a short story to share with you. A young lady went into a relationship with a guy who promised to get married to her in the nearest future. Now, the first year of the relationship passed, nothing happened. The second year, third year, fourth to ninth year of the relationship, nothing still happened. At the 10th year of the relationship, the guy visited the girl with a rose flower and a wine. The girl was so excited. Maybe her dream is about to come true. Who knows? Only for the guy to kneel down before this girl and said, "Sorry, you are not my kind of lady." So sad. Now, if you were in the shoe of this lady, what's going to be your reaction? She forgave him, but sadly, the guy died 1 year after his wedding to another girl. Could it be that karma visited this guy? Only God knows. Well, these are some of the things we are going to be discussing on today's edition of Guest Hangout. And of course, we're going to be having a guest who is going to be joining us shortly. He's going to be telling us what or what not to do, when or when not to walk away in a relationship. Our topic basically is how long should a woman stay in a relationship before the end word, marriage. I believe you're not going to feel bored hanging out with us today. Stay with us. Welcome to the show, Chichi. You're looking so beautiful.
I know, like always, you know.
I like this. I like this.
Yeah, you know, it was a gift actually, you know, from somebody very special.
Okay, straight to the point. Let's just go straight to the point. You know, this relationship issue every here and then is really getting out of hand.
Seriously,
you know. So, but to you, what do you think about this topic? How long should a woman, stay in a relationship?
Well, people have, you know, how people behave, men especially, you understand? Everybody have their own thinking. Some people say 1 week, some say 2 months, some say 6 months.
What do you mean?
Some say 1 year. In fact, some say even 3 years. But to me, I don't feel it's how long. I feel most importantly, it should be how well the relationship should be. You understand?
Because
if
you something like 1 week, I don't understand. How can somebody get married?
It's very possible. Yes, I've seen some on Facebook. There's a time I was going through Facebook and I saw a girl giving a testimony of how she met her husband on Facebook. Yeah. They just chatted, you know, and after 1 week they started fixing dates for wedding. Yes, it's very possible. No. Funny enough, if you check those people, they are the ones that their marriages last even longer than those that have been in relationship. I'm telling you the truth. I've seen somebody that, you know,
research on that.
It's not what I was saying, kind of research. It is good to stay in as in to cut or to be in a relationship to know the kind of person you're getting married to. But in as much
out of it, seriously, 1 week. What are you saying?
I'm serious. I've seen somebody, it's not a joke. I've seen it. You understand? I've heard about it. You understand? I've seen someone that stayed for 9 good years. When I was in school, then I used to admire them. But today, the girl is married to somebody else.
Yeah, you know, sometimes like what you said is not usually how long, but
how well. Exactly.
But you see, you telling me 1 week, you meet the guy today, and then you get married the next week. What? You know, the essence of this relationship, or rather courtship, is to get to know the guy well. Oh, it's not enough to know the guy. What do you think?
But you know, even if you stay 9 years saying you want to know a guy, forget it. You can never know a man until you marry the man.
But if you ask me how long I should stay in a relationship, it depends if I am ready for marriage. Let's say if I'm ready for marriage, 6 months. If you keep me more than 6 months, you are on your own.
But it's not everybody that's having that mentality.
But then if I am not ready for marriage, I'm not ready for marriage, we can just, you know, whatever. You can just...
Okay, look at this scenario. When a guy proposes to a girl, then after 6 years, the girl is still wearing engagement ring.
I don't believe it.
Turn it to the girl to Lord of the Ring. I don't understand why guys are always doing that. It doesn't make sense.
Personally, I can't accept a ring.
Why?
How can you tie me down with a ring? It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, the thing is that if the guy is tying you down with a ring, at least for like 6 months, is actually okay.
Okay, let me just say, before I accept the ring from you, I'm gonna tell you how long I am going to wear the ring, because I am not going to, personally, this is my personal opinion, I'm not going to wear a ring for more than 6 months.
You know, you have to calm down.
Do you understand?
You have to be calm.
No, remember what I said. Remember what I said. I said it depends on if I am ready to get married. If I'm ready to get married and I'm meeting a guy, we are talking about marriage, we're going to talk about how long you're going to keep me. Are you going to keep me forever? Are you going to keep me for 1 year? To me, 6 months. If it's more than 6 months, my dear, I'm dumping you.
Then the guy will just be, that means you're just after marriage. Sometimes you just have to be calm. No, most seriously, you have to be calm for some guys. Seriously, because if they are saying, guy, okay, for how long do you want to fix a ring in my hand? You don't ask a guy, when it's getting to a year, you now say, bros, have fun now. I don't wear this ring now.
I won't even let it get to 1 year. Like I said, if I tell the guy I am going to be in this, you're talking about marriage, except you have a constraint, probably money constraint, you don't have money to do the necessity, then it's understandable. If you have the money, you can pay my bride price, and you still want to keep me. What do you want to know about me that you cannot know even in a month? No, tell me. What does a guy want to know about me that you cannot know in a month?
It's not possible to know somebody in a month.
That's one thing. No, personally,
you cannot, even as I am married. Okay, sorry to say, but my husband doesn't even know everything about, and I don't know everything about him. We are married close to 3 years now, and I don't even know so many things about him.
Problem.
So that is it. There's no how you say you want to stay with a man and say you want to know everything about the man, and likewise men too. You understand? So sometimes when a guy is actually delaying somebody, he's trying to, plan and arrange so he doesn't make a mistake, because the worst mistake anybody can make is to marry.
But you know that when you're very careful about making a mistake, that's when you make a mistake. You know that? So it is not just all about that. Okay, you just said that you cannot know someone. You cannot know someone enough. Yeah. So that should be the reason why you should forget about trying to getting to know the person more, and go ahead and pay the bride price. Instead of, probably, in the course of the 6 months, maybe 1 year, then you now spot another girl.
No, that is very wrong too. You keep a girl for a long time.
You begin to compare. You begin to, seriously, on a serious note, I cannot stay if I'm ready for marriage. Like I said, if I am ready for marriage, it depends on whether you are or not ready for marriage. Okay, now for instance, you cannot say somebody who just left a primary school to date a guy for. Although some of these young girls, they are they want this marriage more than us. So some of them, they can also they can also feel the same way, giving a guy just 6 months. But if you ask me, a young girl who has a long way to go, maybe the girl is still 16 years. It depends. To me, if you ask me, it should depend on the girl's age. Let's say a girl is 16 years. And then you enter into a relationship. You want to say you give the girl 6 months. You want to get married.
No. You're getting me wrong now.
No, I'm not talking about dating. I'm talking about
relationship is different from engagement. Do you understand? A guy proposing to you is way different from relationship. Dating, and that is dating. Just like you when you're in school. Normally, you dated a guy when you're in school. Secondary school, university. We all had a relationship. That is not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say this is when you are already saying that determined that you want to marry this person and you propose. Staying more than 1 year is actually very bad. But some people have their reasons.
Actually these days, things keep evolving.
Yeah.
The way things were yesterday is not the way they are today. The way things were last year is not the way they are today. Obviously. So what I'm trying to say is, in the past, you see people when they go into relationship, they just want to have fun and all that. But these days, if a guy meets a girl, what does the girl tell the guy? Please define this relationship. Where are we going to? Get not only moment, babe, what are you talking about? You just want to be having fun with this guy. Meanwhile, this guy is just thinking about probably someone in the village. They have arranged somebody.
That is what you need to be
So what I'm trying to say right now is that some ladies, when they meet a guy, they just tell the guy, please define this relationship. If it's not leading to marriage, cut me out. I am not interested.
No, you don't do that.
Things have changed. It's no longer the time when girls just keep moods and the guy keeps using them, and at the end, nothing happens. I'm not saying, I know that relationship don't end in marriage, but at least it should be defined.
But seriously, if you ask me, I feel well, it matters how long you've been in a relationship. If you are just a year or two and you're already asking the guy, alpha guy, marriage, you are pushing the guy away, obviously, because you have to be calm, you have to, take your time. If you are not too old, you understand? But if you have been in a relationship for maybe 5 to 6 years, it's different. Maybe when you were in school, you were dating him. When you finished school, you were still dating. It's quite different.
Okay.
From you now entering a relationship now, and you want, after 6 months, you want him to get married to you. Where is that happening? In Nigeria, yeah?
So, okay.
It depends anyways.
What would these guys be doing for 1 year? No, answer me. 1 year.
You get to know the girl's family. Because if you're getting married to a girl, you're obviously getting married to the whole family. You get to know, there's so many things you need to know about the person.
Guys are even scared of visiting the girl's family because they feel you're committing them.
No, if you are getting married to this girl, if you love the girl, you shouldn't be scared of the girl's family. No matter what, even if they are harsh to the core, you should be able to bring yourself down. And these are people that are giving their daughter to you wholeheartedly. No matter how they are, no matter how harsh, just calm down. You understand? You don't rush things. You take your time. That's my own. But I'm not saying the guy should keep a lady for too long. No, it shouldn't be so. But at least 6 months to 1 year is actually okay.
Sure. I also stand with you.
Anything more than 1 year, I know.
6 months.
You're calling the girl to none of the rings, and which is bad.
6 months is okay.
Yeah.
Seriously, for me,
1 year at most.
6 months is okay for me. But a lot of girls are.
But do you know some guys used to engage a lady because they don't want any other man to
Thank you.
And they want to achieve what they want. Probably they're expecting money or something.
Which money?
Something big is coming their way, and let me just keep my girl one side before one man, I'm not trying to explain to you, but seriously, it is well. I just hope anyway.
But these guys, they are very, very funny. These guys, they are very, very funny.
Yeah.
They're just like the story we shared earlier. And a guy keep a girl for 10 years, and then you come with a flower. The girl was so excited, thinking that you have come to do,
And the worst thing is that some guys don't know. You can't do that to every girl. Some girls have different head. You want to come and try that. Sometimes this will not work out for you well. It's not a cause, but you can't just keep a girl in a relationship for a very long time, and then they don't say I cannot marry you after sending every other guy away.
Seriously, that's madness. That's madness.
It's not fair. Seriously.
Could it be that come and visit the guy? The guy died
Obviously.
after 1 year. You believe come and visit the guy?
It's possible.
No,
not
to me,
totally.
I feel it's a coincidence. I guess.
I'm saying that it might and it might not.
But I think guys out there, they should be very, very careful with the way they, give rings. No, because some of them have ulterior motive. They just give a girl a ring because they are looking for something that they can get from elsewhere. But they just want it particularly from this guy. They're not, hey, I want to get married to you. Look at it.
Before we go long, we know we have a guest somewhere. Let him come and do justice to this topic. I need to hear what he will have to say.
This guy is going to be telling us what or what not to do. He's also going to tell us, how to keep a guy.
He has to tell us because he's actually a man. He has to tell us how to keep a guy. What makes a guy happy?
I don't know. Okay, we will be bringing in a guest who is gonna be educating us on this topic. He's going to be shedding light on our topic of discussions.
Yeah.
You get to meet him after this break.
Stay tuned. You're still watching Girls Hangout, and guess what? Our guest is here! Mr. Lawrence, you're welcome on Girls Hangout.
To the show, Mr. Lawrence. We are very glad to have you.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Actually, I just don't know what to say, but being in Ladies Hangout.
Pretty lady for that matter. Please put it pretty.
No, I'm excited.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And you look so stylish,
Okay, thanks.
Okay, on the topic, we are just been discussing it before you came. We're talking about how long should a woman stay in a relationship before marriage. I actually told Uchechi that to me, I don't feel it's how long, but how well should the relationship should be before marriage. What do you think?
As a matter of fact, there is no distinct time frame
Yeah.
for a lady either ways.
Okay.
To be in a relationship before marriage. There are people who have been able to, strike a relationship within months. They're married, and some people actually stay for years. But the most important thing is once you are able to know yourselves, it could just be a few months. Just a few months, and you don't necessarily need to stay for a year, 2, 3, or thereabout before you get married. Right. Just getting to know yourselves, adequately is just sufficient. So it's not like there's a prescribed a time frame where you have to stay in a relationship. So you could get to know your partner within a few months.
Okay.
Once you're truthful to yourself, the indices, once they are just right, you will know.
Chichi actually told me that she has seen a girl who got married to a guy after 1 week, and it's not just getting married. She met this guy on Facebook, and then within a week they started talking about marriage, and they got married. So how do you
but in all sincerity, I wouldn't subscribe to that.
Really?
1 week is way too short, because you need to get to know. Marriage in Africa is different from the other climes. From Europe and the Americas, or the most developed world. In Africa, you are marrying not just the person, you are marrying the family. Exactly. So you need to get to know. There are so many indices that you need to really get right. So a week is just not sufficient. For instance, you don't know who that girl has dated in the family of the young man. You don't know what she's hiding or what the guy is hiding. How can you just meet someone, and if it's a contractual marriage where you want to achieve one particular aim or the other, it's fine. That's up to them if they are, since they are adults. But marriage is a lifetime commitment. It's not something you just get in and then you're ready to pull out. You must be ready. You must have made up your mind psychologically, and then of course financially too. You should be stable before you go into marriage, because there are certain commitments that you need to meet.
So are you trying to say now that if a man is not financially balanced, you shouldn't even think about it?
Of the truth, finance is important.
Yeah.
You're going to buy toiletries.
Food stuff.
You have to buy food stuff.
Okay.
You have to pay your rent. You have bills to pay. What if your wife takes in and she doesn't have a job? Is she going to? You just go to the doctor and say, "Oh, my wife loves me so much, and I love my wife so much." Please, doctor, don't let her die.
Okay.
It doesn't work that way. You have to be prepared. Even for you to live as an individual, there are certain there are certain bills that you pay on a daily basis. So when you are bringing in another person, she has commitments, he has commitments. So you have to be stable to an extent. You don't really need the millions. Once you are hardworking, you go out and then you are able to earn. You live within your means. So you should have a form of financial security before you go into marriage.
I feel men are always like that. Anytime they are in a relationship and they want to marry a particular woman, they're always hiding their attitude. It's when you get married to the man, you start seeing, wow, so you're like this, you're just hiding yourself. Why is it like that? Why is it that men don't really show their real self? They always pretend.
No, real men don't pretend. For instance, there's what a cousin of mine always says. She said that if your guy cannot pollute, right? Cannot fart
in your presence.
He's hiding something.
Wow.
Yes, he's hiding something.
Well, farting outside is courtesy, no matter.
No, see, there are some things like, okay, now, I draw an analogy where we used to live in Jos. It's a hood, 2-bedroom flat. There's a toilet and suite in the other side and in the other room. Now, this guy, I don't want to mention his name because he probably will be watching the program.
Okay.
When his girlfriend comes, he wouldn't want to use the toilet in there, probably because he doesn't want her to perceive the smell. You have to be real.
She must be treating her like a queen, I guess.
So when you see, it doesn't take anything for you to know when somebody is pretending.
It
doesn't take anything. So he runs from that toilet to the other one. So at a point we now say, no, go and use that one there.
No, I think that's a low self-esteem.
You understand? Yeah, but that's another dimension to the whole thing. But it doesn't really take anything to understand when somebody is not being truthful.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, anything that has advantage has disadvantage, I believe. So now, could you tell us the advantage and disadvantage of long time and short time relationship?
Yes. You see, for long-term relationship, it gives you the opportunity to plan. It gives you the opportunity to plan. It gives you the opportunity to get to know your in-laws, your people, the woman you're getting married to, the man you're getting married to. It just gives you that. The long-term relationship exposes a lot of things. So there's a limit to how much you can hide something. For instance, I dated my wife for about 3 years before we got married.
Wow.
Yes, we did it for like 3 years. And one of the reasons why we didn't marry at the time we ought to have married, because within 1 year we knew we were psychologically ready to get married, but financially we were still struggling. All right. So when we began to plan, okay, how much do we really need to, put up something, because we know, yes, we can afford to keep ourselves in the house and stuff like that. But how much do we really need to host people? So we began to plan, and that took us another 1 year plus.
Wow.
So when we were ready, sometimes from my own perspective, sometimes I go out, I do some jobs, or I earn some money, like 5,000 or thereabout. I just buy a pack of malts. I started stacking those things up, and I check which one the expiry date of what I'm buying, and then I know that okay, it has a long-term expiry date. So I was stacking these things up, for months, because we already agreed, yes, we're going to get married. So that was an advantage of a long-term thing.
Okay.
So it gave us the opportunity to plan. It gave us the opportunity to get to meet our families.
Okay.
It gave us the opportunity to get to know ourselves better. And we're able to work on our temperaments, and then we're able to manage issues as they come. But in short-term relationship, yes, it still has another advantage. Some people, they say delay is dangerous. While you're preparing, the other person's time may not be on his or her side. And then there may be pressure from somewhere. So as you keep delaying, somebody may just sweep her off her feet.
That's why most guys make that mistake of engaging a lady and turn the lady to Lord of the Rings to stay for a long time before.
Actually, some guys have spent 2 terms, first 4 years and then into the
So, but why do men? Okay, I know that obviously, if a guy is getting married, he knows within himself. If a guy meets a girl,
Yes.
he knows within himself that he's going to get married to this girl, and then sometimes they know that they are not getting married to this girl. Yes, they give the girl a ring. They know they are not getting married to this girl, but they just tie the girl down with the ring, and then at the end of let's say 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, they call it a quit.
It's quite unfortunate. You see, let me tell you another truth again. A girl who ordinarily guys don't make the move to get married, except they're under one form of pressure or the other. So you are ladies, you understand this thing.
Definitely.
So you have a guy, all right, you're dating, and then you know within you that this guy loves you, right? You know inside of you that this is your man, this is your woman. And talking about tying a lady down for years, when a guy truly is for you, you will know. It is for you to make the move, all right? You make the move. There are certain body language you begin to put up, not in a way of pressuring him, as it may be, but you begin to make certain kind of moves. You begin to urge him further, especially if he has made a commitment. If a guy puts a ring on your finger, then you have the right to begin to push him to doing the right thing, all right? Not putting him under pressure per se, but you urge him on. You begin to, on your own parts, there are certain things you do that that makes the man to feel, oh, this girl, I think she's really ready. Okay. Sometimes he's broke, or you just try, you add up something for him, but it's not your responsibility to provide anyway. But there are some gestures that you make, and then a real man is a real man. There are players out there, and then there are real men. So it doesn't take anything to identify that real guy. You could walk from the background and then you see. If the guy is playing, you will know.
Definitely. One more thing, please.
Yes.
Is it really right or wrong for a girl to tell a guy to define a relationship, like from the onset?
No, from the onset, it's not always proper. You see, relationship is dynamic. It's already metamorphosing.
Yeah.
Things are changing. They're not like they used to be, right? Now, when somebody walks up to you, these days a guy doesn't just say, "Hey, Uchechi, I like you. I want to date you."
It's very difficult.
It's difficult. You just, what's up? Okay.
Can we have a
change
date?
numbers?
Yeah, I need to call you. Someone, before you know, you begin to exchange contact, and before you know, you begin to discover
Chemistry.
the chemistry begins to connect. No, that's the truth.
Definitely.
So you begin to find yourself, more interested in each other. You're spending more time, and then as you're doing that, of course, you are being watchful. All right, but it gets to a point when he begins to demand for too much. You can now say, "Guy, can we really define this thing? What are we really doing? Are we actually working this thing out to end up, walking down the aisle, or what are we doing?" It's good to define it, but not at the inception. You just meet a guy and you're asking him, "Hey, what do you really want?"
No. Why I ask the question is that sometimes a girl wouldn't like a guy to waste her time. Probably the girl is already, maybe her mindset is just getting married. Then a guy comes around. She really wants to know what this guy wants, from the onset, so that he doesn't just waste her time.
Now, you need to, as a woman, I think you should gauge a man. Look at his lifestyle before you even begin to go further with him. Is this somebody who keeps company of different women? You should know that. Then you begin to define your place.
Okay.
You begin to look at the guy. Does it look really serious? Does it talk about, by from the abundance of our hearts, we express ourselves, right?
Yes.
If a guy is always the type that talks about a good family, you begin to know his drive from there. So if he's that kind of guy, then you should begin to know his mindset. Do I really fit into the category of the kind of woman this guy wants? Alright? Then you begin to reposition yourself in line with what you think is his ideal of a woman. Sometimes some guys keep different companies, and then from amongst all of them, you're not looking out to picking the one that really suits them. So it is in your own place to try to be that kind of person that he really wants. But again, you need to also know that you shouldn't always try to be who you are not.
Definitely.
So if you are not the kind of woman that he finds, that he longs for, and you are not sure you can metamorphose yourself, because you can pretend to be that kind of woman after a few weeks, and then you walk down the aisle, and the next thing you return to your old self. That's going to be disaster.
Yeah.
So if you know you're not that kind of woman, systematically pull out before you go further.
Okay, so your final thoughts of esteemed viewers.
Final thoughts.
Yes.
A relationship is a very serious thing, and most of our young people today have derailed when it comes to this aspect, and there are so many failed marriages today. So define what you want, all right? Remodel yourself so that you can be useful to yourself and in any relationship where you find yourself.
Alright, we just have to say bye-bye. But although I don't want to really go, but that's much we have for you today on Girls Hangout. And I want to sincerely appreciate Mr. Lawrence for doing justice to the topic. Mr. Lawrence, we are grateful. Thank you so much.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Alright, thanks for watching. I am Chiwende Osisiogo.
I am Uchechi Nlemowa. See you next time.
Bye.